Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to episode 2 of the How, What and Why with Operation Exercise. Today I'm joined by a nice clean whiteboard, and as you can tell, my artistic skills are amazing. Let's just hope my knowledge about sport lives up to it. So today we're actually going to talk about our anterior and posterior oblique subsystem. It sounds very complicated, but actually really simple. It's what makes us move the way that we do and basically creates the base of all our sporting and normal movements. It actually forms a cross like this, going across our body. And if you haven't guessed already by my beautiful drawing here, it involves, especially on the back side, our big latissimus dorsi that connects right here. It goes all the way down, you can tell, down to the bottom where it actually intersects with the left glute. And the same thing, from the left shoulder, that big latissimus dorsi muscle comes all the way down to our right glute. And then it creates this kind of cross. That's from the posterior side, meaning the back side. The same exact thing happens on the front side, just with different muscle groups. That crisscross is what keeps our body straight from hinging over like so, being too twisted over and stuff like that. If that is not working correctly, that's where we start seeing sometimes people's shoulders drop in, slouching, maybe hips are out of line, and other things like that. So we want to rectify that. But first, let's see how this is implemented in athletic performance.
Look at these images from different sports and notice similarities between body positioning before and post action. Where the leg is forward, the other opposing arm is also forward, causing flexion in that diagonal line and the transfer of power into the ground on the opposite side, and then pushing the body forward into either the puck, the ball, the run, or the punch.
It's so important that we have optimal control over our front side, our anterior side, and our back side, our posterior side. Without being able to fully oppose our movements, we can't prepare for the next stage of power transfer properly. It's like, imagine when you jump, you can't squat down, or as you're jumping, you can't fully extend. That movement's not going to be as powerful and as good as it possibly could be. That's where we sometimes start seeing problems with athletes that don't particularly focus on this, either in their sport or outside of it. They'll either start getting way too hunched over, because in a lot of sport, we're in this position. Imagine in hockey, this is how you skate. As a goalkeeper, you are here. Rugby, you spend a lot of time here. This side gets too tight, so our posterior side starts getting stretched and loosens up, so it's not as optimal. And then some that have way too tight hip flexors, they get into this position. Now everything here is in full extension, which again means now our back muscles are too tight, so they can't perform as optimally as possible. So what we want to do is do some exercises that are going to prepare us for doing this movement as optimally as we possibly can. And we're about to see those exercises right now.
This exercise right here is called a dead bug. As you can see, opposing sides are moving, which means it's contralateral, just how our subsystems will be working. This makes sure that our body doesn't go into extreme flexion or extension under movement, which would be optimal for our athletic performance. This here is a bear crawl. So again, it's contralateral movement, and we're making sure that our spine doesn't collapse or expand too much. And our last one, which is the basic one for a lot of people, is just your normal bird dog. This again makes sure that our spine doesn't collapse whenever we move or doesn't flex too much.
So guys, there's a little introduction to anterior and posterior oblique subsystems. Hopefully you guys kind of understood where I was coming from, as why it is such an important musculoskeletal system to kind of establish in athletes, and how it would help athletic performance become more optimal, as kind of it helps our movement, it helps us be more functional, it helps us be more powerful in the movements that we do. It also helps in every day-to-day lifestyle, and like I say, for normal people. The movements that you kind of saw in the exercises, those are very basic, and those are the things that you'll see sometimes at the beginning of workouts, just to kind of get your core going. There's a lot more progressions that you can do with those movements, and also just contralateral movements in itself, that I'll try and dive into a little bit more in the coming episodes. But I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and we'll see you next time.